good?
Yep.
All right, this is an open meeting of the City of Nebraska governing body. The city is certified to the Nebraska Open Meetings Act in conducting business. A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is displayed on the north wall of this meeting room facility as required. Disclosure of meeting recording processes is posted in the meeting room. A participant sign-in sheet is available for use by any citizen addressing the council. Presenters shall approach the podium, state the name and address for the clerk's record, and are asked to limit remarks to 5 minutes. All remarks shall be directed to the mayor, who shall determine by whom any appropriate response shall be made. The city of Seward reserves the right to adjust the order of items on this agenda if necessary and may elect to take action on any of the items listed. Please call the roll.
Kaler.
Here.
Coulterman.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Streisand.
Here.
Morgan.
Here.
We have a quorum present.
All right. First item under administrative item, this is fiscal year 2024 adoption. Greg, do you want to add anything?
I'll just note really quickly, if you look in your cash summary within the budget, you see now that for the general fund, the proposed 23-24 revenues at approximately exactly 8.4 million. You also see the proposed expenses, 2023-2024 general fund at exactly a matching 8.4 million approximately. I went back through the budget and made the amendments pursuant to the discussions we had, informed department heads. I moved items, they are highlighted in your budget book. I'll see if I see any of them. The first one being, we've noted that we have donation items in the administration for police bikes, the archery range, a portion of the senior center flooring, and the library entrance upgrade. So that's moved to a donation line item now, and so it does not affect the balance of the general fund as directed. Let's see. Two random items as I go through here, we'll see them in fire. And one of the things I noted also was we have re-looked at, now that we've gotten more months in, we still don't think we're getting the full tier of ambulance billings in yet, because we just started getting VA billing that took place last year coming in now. So we still think insurance providers and other stuff, there's things not, so we've not hit like our peak of what may be an average month. And so we felt like the revenues on that one were significantly underreported. So we think we will easily hit about that 230 to 240 mark. And so we did make that adjustment with a whole nother month worth of revenues. And I think we had 23,000 in revenue for the month last month. So that was adjusted. I'd also note that Nick and I had made a mistake, and I found this in doing my last calculations and running the cash summaries and going through again. He had actually accounted for, on ambulance rescue squad 99, he had actually accounted for the expense twice for the grant. It was in the grant line item 603, sinking fund expenses. You can see ambulance ARPA grant 75,000. That was there before, but we had the full amount of the CIP project in 60280 at 325. I called Chief Kimsey. I said, is that a $325,000 ambulance or is that a $400,000 ambulance? He's like, it's 325. I said, well, there's 75 that is adjusted out. So we made that adjustment, but I also made another mistake that I found, that we didn't have the utilities for the library in there at all. It was a zero and none of us noticed. And when I did my last recalculation, I went, oh, you got to account for the utilities because we charge ourselves for all utilities for all our facilities. And so that was a $42,000 miss. But again, that last second, just make sure everything was correct. We do have donations of $30,000 in the library. That was for the west entrance and lower tech. Again, per your request. We also adjusted in cemetery, I think the perpetual fund to cover the CIP products or items for them. There's significant dollars there. Let's see if I see any others that stick out. Transfer from the general fund on the street stayed the same. Highlighted the ones I wanted to mention just because they were related to your motion last time. And that's it. And then I amended the budget amendment memorandum. So this follows through, and this is the thing that kind of gives the idea of what generally was going on for the year. So you see a September 22nd, 2023 draft budget amendment or memo, which kind of gives a guideline to people if they just want to get the highlights for each department. And so I did update that as well and noted at the end of it the CIP items and where you wanted them to come from and the new current general fund deficit of $0. So there's your budget in a nutshell. I think what we're gonna plan on doing is we are required to have 6 votes to do 2 items that we regularly do. One is to increase the approval of the additional 1% in restricted funds. That does require 6 out of 8 vote. And then also the ordinance, to suspend the rules to pass an ordinance, also takes 6. And so due to people being out of state, we're missing 3 out-of-state members today. We are gonna hold the rest of our meetings on this Friday here in this room at 8 a.m. to just finalize these votes. I think probably the cleanest thing is to move all those items, if that's okay, Mayor, to 8 a.m. on Friday, because we'll have to have it.
Right.
Go through those in order and complete the budget unless there's anything else that the council has.
Any other questions or comments from the council? I do wanna again just say, thanks to Greg and the administration staff for all their work on this. They were sure to keep personnel positioned during this time, and I think they did an outstanding job getting everything ready in a way that I feel the council was able to review and digest, and the public as well, if they were interested in understanding it. So with that, I just want to say thanks to the staff. I think they did a great job, especially Greg, that had no other choice but to spearhead it. So.
I would just also add, again, we did attend the postcard meeting. There were, I would say, no relevant comments at the postcard meeting that were representative of the budget I presented or anything that we were doing. They were either general comments, just about taxation. There was one about the epic tax. You can learn more about that one. And then there was one Seward identified citizen that spoke, but they were concerned with the county assessor. That's not us, and that was it. And so
There was one question about Highway 15 that came up about,
how the property was assessed based on losing.
well, but, yeah, and that they're losing their property was the comment, and so, but obviously, I mean, that project is that's a whole separate issue from what that meeting was supposed to be about, but we did hear the comment, and so we wanted to bring it back to you guys, so that you knew if you weren't there, that was kind of the flavor of the evening, but.
I'd estimate about 70 attendees, similar to last year, and probably 7 public speakers that actually came down and spoke. So, but a lot of them came from Milford and rural areas of the county to speak on whatever items they had. Other than that, I think if we're okay with just finishing up the business end of this, we'll take care of all the motions on Friday. The agenda will be the exact same as you see for this meeting, and we'll vote on those. Probably won't take any more public comment at this point because I gotta send this thing off on Friday. And I guess a motion to adjourn would be in order.
Yeah.
If that's okay, Mayor.
Yeah, I think we're good unless anyone has any questions or comments on the process. Otherwise, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor, Taylor, Copeland, Miller, Streisand, Morgan, 5-0.
Thanks, everyone.